Hello there, Max here, and today we're going to be reacting to Shoe0nHead's Cult of the CryBullies, Why People Hate the Left. Now, I'm not really one for picking sides politically. I like listening to opinions of all sides and then making my mind afterwards. And then the voting. That's pretty much it. But I do love hearing what other people got to say and find out what kind of reactions are going on about it. If this is some of the things I think it's about, then, oh boy, there's going to be a lot to talk about, I think, on their end. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get this started here. I'll leave a link to the original in the description. If you enjoy, please do leave a like, and please do leave a comment to give me anything else you would like me to react towards, and please do a subscribe to help follow along for me in the future, and to help me grow my channel and such. Let's go ahead and get this on. Shoe0nHead, take it away.
Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of What the Hell is Going On with your host, Ugly Belle Delphine. Now,
that's a little rough to say.
Before you ask, yes, there is an Epstein Files video coming out. I feel like everyone has like streamer brain nowadays, and like every fucking video has to be breaking news in order to get the most views. But
Isn't that the truth? I mean, everybody's just doing things for the views and not really the fun of the game anymore.
I'm taking my time with it. I'm sure you understand there is a lot happening.
You know, with this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against a resolution condemning.
Is Jewish. I
want to be clear.
Do you want to go there, Attorney General? Or do you want to?
Yeah, this whole stuff is a real cluster. I don't even know how this is going to turn out in the end, or if anything is ever going to happen to the people involved in it. I just hope that some kind of justice does happen eventually.
Go there. Are you serious?
Gentlemen.
Although, I do feel like some people are not properly doing things, and it's just making things so much harder than it needs to be.
About anti-Semitism to a woman who lost her grandfather in the Holocaust.
Your country, sir. Anyway, let's just forget about these satanic billionaire pedophiles
Welcome to America!
running the world, and let's talk about some internet drama, shall we? Because that is what's really important.
Yeah, that's the sauce right there. Internet drama. Woo!
For a little over a decade now, the most inane things can get you called a racist or a Nazi on the internet, to the point where these words hold little to no meaning anymore. It's so bad that when someone is called a racist or a Nazi online, I'm immediately like, oh, what funny joke did they tell?
You know, she's got a point there. I know anytime anybody calls somebody a racist or a Nazi, I don't actually think they did anything very bad. I wonder, okay, well, what did they do? What triggered you this time? I don't, it doesn't have any power anymore. And I think that actually might be one reason why it's used so much, because it doesn't have that much importance or power anymore, so people will use it willy-nilly because, you know, it's just not a strong word anymore. It's a dollar word.
But ladies and gentlemen, we have officially come to the point where not saying anything also makes you a racist Nazi. For the few of you watching this channel
Well, that sounds stupid.
who are employed, there's a very popular Twitch streamer named Emaru. She's a cosplayer and just kind of a fun, chill, normie video game streamer. Well, the other day, someone in her chat
I've heard a good deal about Emaru. I haven't really seen any of her streams. Well, I probably I actually hadn't really been watching very many streams at all, to be fair. But I have definitely heard and hearing a lot about some of the things that have been going on with Emaru, like the Mizkif stuff, the TwitchCon, almost possibly gotten stabbed by some crazy guy who got right up by her. That was some scary stuff. But other than her being close to OTK and Asmongold and Tectone, I don't know why people hate her on her so much. She just wants to live her life. Let her.
I asked her opinion about ICE, and this is what she had to say.
Like, there's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content creators to, like,
Love that hat.
say their opinions on, like, important topics. I get that, right? But it's like, if you need a streamer
That food also looks so delicious, and I'm getting very hungry.
who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet.
In a world where it seems
Yeah, I agree with that. Why are you having somebody who doesn't really follow politics tell you about their politics? Oh, I know. Because you want to make sure that they are on the right side of things so you feel good about still following them. And when they don't, Yeah, no. Whatever. I don't like that stuff. It's nasty stuff. It is a nasty game to play. Let's leave people alone and let people be on their own kind of ways, man.
Seems like every single celebrity is just screaming their political takes completely unprompted. This was a refreshing thing to hear. Seems like a pretty sane, rational, inoffensive thing to say.
And I think the only reason why she even brought it up because somebody else in her chat probably asked her the question. So I bet you if nobody asked her about it, she would never have brought it up. And this would never even happen at all.
Right? Wrong. This short little clip where she ironically tried to avoid controversy ended up being one of the most controversial dramas this year. I feel like decades worth of news has happened in the past like 2 months, don't you?
It really does feel that way. I am very tired of unprecedented times. You know what? How about y'all?
Every day there's like a breaking story of the most insane shit you've ever heard in your life. And everyone is expected to have a fully formed opinion on every single breaking story. There's pressure to react, to pick a side, to condemn, to defend. But the reality is, when a story first breaks, we're usually not seeing the full picture. And that's why for years now, I have been using today's sponsor, Ground News.
There it is.
So let's quickly give them a shout out before we jump into today's video, shall we? Ground News is a website and an app that lets you see how news stories are being covered all across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of political bias, ownership, and headlines that helps you understand the full story and really make sure you're getting both sides. They really make it fun and easy to compare headlines to see how political bias and media ownership can affect the framing of a story. For example, let's take a look at this one about how RFK admits he used to snort cocaine off toilet seats. If you look it up on Ground News, a
Is that true?
right-wing headline covers it like this: RFK revealed why he wasn't scared of COVID. It was a legendary answer. And a left-wing outlet covers the same story like this: Robert F. Kennedy Jr. doesn't fear germs, and his reason is really, really gross. Same story, completely different vibes.
That's probably one reason why I don't actually watch a lot of news or media things, because everybody views it in so many different kinds of lenses. I don't trust anybody who tries to tell me anything these days. It's rough. I just kind of live life at this point.
The Ground News feature I like the most is the blind spot tool. It shows you how news stories have been covered by only one side of the political spectrum and ignored by the other. For example, here's a story about how Hillary Clinton says migration has gone too far. Rare Hillary Clinton W. Suspicious. 37 sources covered it, 91% of those sources were right-wing, and only 4% were left-wing. Interesting. Or this one about how middle-class Americans are selling plasma because of financial pressure.
That's nothing new. I mean, people have been doing that honestly for a long time. Shoot, I remember there was a plasma center literally right across my college I used to go to.
Americans are selling their blood because they're so poor. 71% of the sources that
That being said, there's a big difference from it being the average college student trying to get extra cash for beers to having to make ends meet. That is kind of a scarier thing, isn't it?
covered this were left-wing, and only 14% were right-wing. I have been using Ground News for like 5 years now, and I am obsessed. It is one of the first apps I open when I wake
Be careful with obsessions.
up in the morning. It really helps me stay informed and helps me keep up with the news for my videos. But don't just take my word for it. Even the Nobel Peace Center recognized Ground News as an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview. Best of all, I am currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which is the plan I use to access all their amazing features. This comes to only like $5 a month, which is like the price of a cup of coffee nowadays. To get the 40%
Cup of coffee. Sorry. Every time I hear that particular accent for coffee, I just can't help it.
discount, just go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code on screen right here, or click the link in the video description down below to subscribe to their Vantage plan today. Big thanks to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad as always.
You're welcome.
Right? And now
Not this
let's
time.
get back to the video.
Okay, so that ad wasn't that bad. It was pretty long. Honestly, it was like, what, 2 minutes? Honestly, I think ads should try to be under a minute, so I guess I would give it like an 8 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. It was engaging and entertaining-ish enough, but nothing, didn't really jump out too much. You kind of rolled up pretty good. I'd say it's not that bad of an ad. I've seen worse. Much. It's not a Raid Shadow ad, so I guess we can give it a point for that, right? But yeah, we'll get back to the original one. But I've always said a site that technically is reviewing other websites and news is a good one to have. So if that's what that's doing, then it's a pretty good thing to use, I would think. But I'm too cheap to actually go after anything. Moving on.
In this video, we are going to talk about the drama surrounding Emaru, the people trying to cancel her, the mistake the left is making by embracing cancel culture again. We're gonna read some insane, hilarious tweets of
Cancel culture, cancel culture. Here we go again. Ooh, might be free to do whatever you want, but you're not free from consequences. That whole mess. Well, I think there's going to be I'm surprised honestly, how little is actually used. Yes, it's used a lot, but I'm still expecting it to be used more. But it's not as effective as people think. That's probably why it's not.
course. And then we will talk about my personal experience with these people. And what do I
I'm sure she has a vast amount of experience with this kind of situation.
mean by these people? I mean the cult of the CryBullies.
Alright, what are you defining as a crybolly here?
I'm sorry if I sound even more like a prepubescent boy in this video. I am a little bit sick, but I am here, slaving over a hot laptop for you.
I can't tell a difference on it, so yes, keep going what you do.
If you guys saw my last video, you know I am quite critical of ICE. I don't think we should abolish them, of course, but I think it is good and healthy to criticize your government. I am a political culture war commentator. I talk
Hey, if you don't criticize them, then they'll just get away with everything, right?
about political topics often. People come to me to hear my political opinions.
What?
But not everybody wants to be a political YouTuber or streamer. And not everybody wants to listen to a political YouTuber or streamer. Sometimes we just want to have fun and talk about other things. There are lots of other things to talk about. Sometimes we want to look at funny memes or watch funny videos without having politics.
You know, I have to admit, the only times I really watch, like, Asmongold or Hassan or anything, is whenever they have an outrageous clip that comes up that's entertaining. I never actually care what they're actually talking about, I find.
Shoved down our throat. So a lot of people thought it was really refreshing when a cosplay streamer was basically like, I don't want to talk about politics. Why are you coming to me for politics? It was a perfectly sane, rational opinion. So of course,
Yeah, that's a perfectly normal opinion. Why would people want to lambast somebody just for not wanting to say anything? It's straight up, it's different from being a fence sitter, which is somebody who is not making up their mind, compared to, I don't want to talk about it. That's a completely different thing.
like half the internet had a problem with it. It's just not that hard to say f ICE. It's really not that hard to say f ICE, to be honest. It's so
Are people seriously saying this? It's like, come on, man. Don't push somebody to say something they don't want to say. Come on, or else they're gonna end up doing things to spite you.
hard to just say f ICE. It's really not hard to say f ICE. Jesus Christ, how hard is it to just say f ICE? How hard is it to just say f ICE? How hard is it to just say f ICE and move on? Oh my god. Just say f ICE. It's not hard. This is
I'm beginning to think that maybe it's a little too easy to be able to say that.
so hard to just say the line. Say the line. Say it. Jesus Christ, like at this point, even if
Okay, yeah, that's a little scary. It's almost hard. It's actually harder to not say it because of how many people are going after you if you don't. That's actually kind of terrifying. Jesus.
if Emaru did want to like abolish ICE, even if she really did think f ICE, she shouldn't say it. Like I wouldn't say it at this point because this is just like, this is creepy. This is like a horde of zombies chasing after you. Hey, it's actually super
That is actually one of the reasons why I don't make a lot of content is because I am very, very worried about people on the internet doing, people on the internet things. So for those of you who are behaving yourselves out there, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
super easy to stream and have opinions. I'll show you. F ICE, f Donald Trump and everyone in his administration, f Elon Musk, free Palestine, US is on stolen land built by stolen people, Luigi did nothing wrong, abortion is healthcare.
You know, maybe you should have left some of that out.
Leave trans people the f alone. These people literally just speak in bumper stickers, dude. Just like copy
You know, that is actually a bar. They're speaking in bumper stickers. They're just basically saying, what's the word I'm looking for? They're basically like keyword phraser things. Yeah, just there's some thoughts I have, and I'm gonna keep continuing on.
Pasting the internet leftist starter pack. What the hell am I looking at? I hate the Reddit ass. Hey, it's super easy. It's crazy. Like 1,000 years ago, this
You know, she's right. That there is that thing that kind of starts off with a hey almost every time. It's almost as bad as having the clap after every other word thing. Yeah, if you do that, people don't listen to you.
this dude's ancestors were hunting mammoths, and now he's on here like, men should not be
Was she about to do that? Actually.
speaking like this. I'm sorry. We need another war. The post that really seemed
I mean, No, that wouldn't help anybody out.
to kick this all off was made by Denims, the self-described largest female political streamer. Only because I don't stream Denims. Only
Oh, bird! You know, she's got a point, though.
because I don't stream. Anyway, I don't have any like personal beef with Denims. This isn't like an own Denims video. We used to be kind of cool years ago, but she apparently has some opinions on Emaru, so
Denims has a lot of opinions.
let's hear her out. Never thought I'd see the day we'd be fence-sitting the modern Gestapo. First of all, she's not fence-sitting. She's just choosing not to talk about politics. Like, in order to fence-sit, you actually have to say something. She didn't even say anything. Like,
That's kind of my point, too. She says, I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone. That's basically what she's like. It's not fence-sitting. That's, I don't want to be anywhere near the fence.
how do you even know what her opinion is? Second of all, modern Gestapo? Why is everything the f***ing Holocaust? It's totally normal to criticize ICE. It's totally understandable to have issues with the things they are doing. But modern Gestapo? Don't you guys get tired of this shit?
Extremely. I am extremely tired of all this World War II lingo stuff. The fascism, the racism, the Gestapioism, the fascists. Ugh. It's like, I hate it. It's so annoying, and I'm so fatigued of it all.
Like, don't you guys get tired?
There was a phrase that I can't remember who said it, but I think it was Ed McMillan. Get more creative with your insults, or what you gotta say. Because this stuff has just been said and done for literally like 20 years now.
Of saying, like, isn't this exhausting after a while? Everything is Nazis, everything is the Holocaust, everyone is Hitler. It's like nothing else bad ever happened in history. Like, what did they used to compare bad things to before World War II? Oh my god.
You know, that is actually a very interesting question. Leave me in the comments if you were in the older times and before World War II, what would you use to describe something that horribly happened then?
God, you're literally Napoleon. Also, I love this. Racist chud. Like, where did the racism part? Like, where did that come from? Listen, I don't get on camera and start talking about cars or math or taxes or investing or going outside or the plenty of other things I don't know about. I sit here and talk about the gender war and the culture war because I'm good at those things, and that's what people watch me for.
You know, I will say, though, all through history, everything is all about sides and tribes. If you're not part of the group, then you are the outcast, and we don't want anything to do with y'all. And people will pick their sides and then try to completely offset away from there. And they just want their side to win and the other side to lose. It's a concept as old as time. It really is.
That is my lane, and I stay in it. Emaru likes what she's doing. Her audience likes what she's doing. There are plenty of other channels that will regurgitate your political takes back to you. Just turn on the TV. Turn on CNN. Most people,
Yep, turn up any news theory and they'll definitely be happy to regurgitate everything you want to hear.
normal people are sick and tired of celebrities just like spewing their political takes completely unprompted. I don't f***ing care what Glub Shido thinks of politics, okay? Why does Glub Shido have to get on stage and start talking about how we're on stolen land or some shit?
Glub Shido for president.
Why do you need your political opinions thrown up into your mouth by a celebrity like a fucking baby bird? Like, do you really want Sydney Sweeney throwing up in your mouth? Don't answer that. Don't
You know some people would. You know there's a kink for that.
answer that. Please don't answer that.
She's right when she says most streamers are not qualified to talk about politics. Okay, here's the thing, dude. You actually don't have to be qualified to talk about politics to say F ICE. It's not that hard of a concept.
You actually don't have to know what you're talking about in order to just say the line.
You know? Sure, you can definitely just say it. But just don't be surprised if it bites you in the butt later.
What? You should look into a topic, do your own research, come to your own conclusion, and form your own opinion on the topic. You should not just blindly, mindlessly say the line.
You know who doesn't do political content? Cutie Cinderella. Cutie Cinderella literally never does political content. And even she's capable of saying F ice. What about Cinna? You don't have to be a political creator to recognize that it's not hard to say F ice.
You don't have to be a political content creator to say the line. All your other friends are saying the line, Emaru. Why aren't you saying the line, Emaru?
Because I don't want to. Leave me alone. Duh.
L ice. Okay, but unironically though, f them. Straight up. Hey, f them. Yeah, it's f them, don't care, and if you don't like that I say that, it's f you too. You know what I mean? It's really that easy for me, I'm telling you right now.
There's Emaru's roommates.
Now that's also another thing. If you come out and clearly say, hey, you don't agree with me, or if you don't agree with what I am saying, or if you feel bad about what I'm saying, move on. Guess what? People are gonna move on. I mean, that's kind of bit a lot of corporations in the butts lately. I remember when Battlefield 5 got a real big hit from that too. At least I think it was Battlefield 5.
Saying the line. Aren't we all proud of her? By the way, where are all her friends during all of this? Where are all her morally righteous, good guy, big streamer friends while this is all going down? While she's being dragged by half of the internet for doing absolutely nothing wrong. This girl who literally just came out of an allegedly abusive relationship. This girl who literally just got assaulted, grabbed by—
Yeah, these times. Like, why are people wanting to pick on Emaru for crying out loud? What? She's probably the least controversial person on the internet that I'm aware of.
some freak at a convention. Now this girl is going through all of this. I guess it's fine to be silent when your friend is getting dragged by half of the internet, but don't—
The only people who really talk about... I think the only people who really got her back is like Tectone and Asmongold, as far as I'm aware of. But even then, they're just kind of doing it more like on their own streams when people bring it up and kind of almost half-heartedly. But yeah, no one's really jumping to her defense, like streamer-wise. But a lot of people are, if you know what I mean. Like all the other, because a lot of people who know her knows that she doesn't deserve this. She's been through hell enough as it is.
you dare stay silent about current thing. I don't even know this woman, and I'm sticking my neck out for her because it pisses me off seeing this kind of shit happen to people who absolutely do not deserve it.
If you're above the age of 18, you should care about politics in your fucking country. You don't get to be like, well, I don't agree with this whole taxes thing.
Now, I do agree that yes, you should, but that doesn't mean you have to. And if you don't want to, don't force them. Don't pressure them. Or else you're going to make things even worse.
So I'm just not gonna pay for it.
What?
You can't say like, well, I'm just not gonna care about all this politics stuff.
When someone doesn't have an opinion
I have absolutely no idea where she went with that.
on a political topic, people like you might get a little mad. When someone doesn't pay their taxes, the government comes and arrests them.
Yeah! Pay your taxes.
Okay, so that's the difference between those things.
There's this weird idea in America especially where like you can just be an adult and be like, oh, I don't care about politics.
Yeah, that's her.
What?
That's actually a pretty normal thing to say, thank you very much. I mean, here in America, most of the time, we don't really care until Election Day comes up, and then we should be looking a lot more about the candidates we are trying to get, but let's face it, most of the time, it's just party line stuff.
Many people, most people, do not care that much about politics. I know to you and me that's like mind-blowing, that's like unfathomable, because our whole life is politics, our job is politics, like I get it. But most people's lives do not revolve around politics.
Most people's lives revolve around going to work, making money, feed their kids and family, and then just living life and staying alive. Survival is kind of survival and comfortability. That's what people really want in life.
They do other things other than fight with strangers online. Crazy, I know. But man, do I envy them. I was so much happier before...
What?
I knew. Sadly, it is getting harder and harder for the average person to not care about politics because politics is seeping into literally everything. Politics will be bending you over and spreading your cheeks and going in dry whether you want it or not. And unfortunately, the people who are like, I just want to be left alone, are the people who are the most fucked by politics.
It really is. Leave us alone. We just want to live our lives. That's so much. I've literally just gotten like 5 freaking messages this week about all kinds of like immigration that hate this, da da da. Oh my god, leave me alone, people. Jesus.
Also, more importantly, Emaru wasn't saying that she doesn't care about politics. She was saying she didn't want to talk about politics. I feel like that is a
And that is also another huge thing that should be allowable. Like, what's the big deal?
huge difference. I care a lot about, like, skincare, but I don't get on here and talk about, like, peptides and collagen to my audience because they don't give a shit. They're here to watch me say feminism is doo-doo and make silly little faces at the camera. Yeah, you
She's making the face.
like that shit? I hate when grown women don't have a mind of their own. You are 28 years old, please develop a mind of your own. All she does is pander to anime gooner men. No mind of her own. I never liked
They appear to be saying the same thing over and over, aren't they?
Emaru, so finding out she's stupid and doesn't have a mind of her own is nice.
She literally has a mind of her own! She's going completely against whatever grain you have. That is usually the thought of having a mind of one's own.
Audacity! If she didn't have a mind of her own, she would have mindlessly parroted the shit you want her to say. She would have mindlessly just been like, fuck Ice. If Emaru came out and was like, actually, I think Ice is doing a fine job, do you think they'd be like, ah yes, she has a mind of her own? No!
No, it's very much, hey, you don't agree with exactly with what we're saying. We're coming after you. You're either with us or you're against us. Ah! No, I hate that game mentality, man.
Oh, absolutely not. They are not angry that she doesn't have an opinion. They are angry that she doesn't have their opinion. The absolute audacity to say that this woman doesn't have a mind of her own while thousands of you people swarm her like drones, barking orders at her to say the line. You guys literally operate like the fucking Borg. So what I'm gathering is that
That is actually a pretty apt description.
Emaru is a grown woman who acts like a
Except resistance is not futile yet.
frail, silly little girl to entertain fat, dirty, incel, Asian fetisher weirdos and is okay with that but draws the line at saying Ice is bad. Emaru
Some people really need to learn that once they type whatever they out, take a look at it and delete it all. Get all your rage and angst out onto the text as much as you want, then delete it. Like, don't post it. Like sometimes I find myself doing that. Like, there's so many things I would love to just say spout on the internet, and then I realized, no, that's stupid for me to publicly say. That's a dumb thing to say.
and Asmon's audience are the same. Incels love Emaru because she confirms the image of the anime bimbo stereotype that incels worship. She definitely cultivated an audience who, in the end of all things, are reactionary. She appeals to violent
Reactionary? Look at what you are doing!
racists who fetishize Asian women. What the fuck is this Asian fetish thing? Are they just saying this because she's fucking Asian? Like, I'm trying to find a clip of Emaru saying sucky sucky $5 or something, but it doesn't exist. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's not a coincidence that she answered the question this way, and that her fan base consists heavily on Asian fetishes. I don't know where this is coming from, and the woman saying this is literally an OnlyFans, like an Asian OnlyFans model. Like, I'm sorry, are you really the person to be talking about fetishization here? The most insane part of
Kind of has a little bit of a point.
all of this had to be when her ex-boyfriend, her allegedly abusive ex-boyfriend, posted his own Ice in the middle of his ex-girlfriend being canceled for not saying that. Like, how fucking petty do you have to be to subtweet your ex like that?
To be fair, Miss Giff is pretty petty.
Another character involved in all this is former booby streamer Casey Tron.
It reminds me of whenever
Casey Tron was a booby streamer? I thought she was just a weed streamer.
Amaranth started wearing a cowboy hat because that's whenever she started going like full Nazi, basically. She started wearing the cowboy hat. It's like whenever these Texas girls in like these Austin, Texas streamer circles start wearing cowboy hats, that's whenever you gotta watch out.
Oh,
I'm sorry. What? This woman is an idiot.
woman in Texas wearing a cowboy hat? Lord, take me out. Take me out back behind the shed. Put me out of my misery if I ever become this politically brain rotted. Holy
Have you thought that maybe she's just doing a bit with the cowboy hat? Because from what I have seen, this is like the only time I've ever seen her wearing a cowboy hat. And she is not doing it She's not talking about it because she's wearing the hat. She's talking about it because somebody asked her about it. Like, what the heck is this woman talking about?
Holy shit.
Like, you know that she probably has, like, weird incels donating her hundreds of dollars. It's because, like, in my opinion, like, it's all a facade to appeal to the worst type of men. Because, like, really misogynistic, shitty incel-like men, they like a woman that doesn't have any opinions. I think that she also plays into how a lot of incels will fetishize Asian women. Her whole platform is just like appealing to like the worst fucking men. She's like basically like, she's like a pick-me for like incel freaks.
She's a cosplaying gamer girl. She has her audience. Leave her alone. Jesus.
This fucking pick-me shit, dude. It's gonna be the death of me. Before making this video, I watched a bunch of Emaru stuff, and I saw no signs of, like, pick-me behavior at all. At least with some streamers or some YouTubers. People could be like, oh, they criticize women, so they're trying to be, like, one of the good ones, and they're a pick-me. Like, okay, sure, like, that's retarded. We all know that's retarded. But at least I can, like, kinda see how is Emaru a pick-me? She doesn't even do that shit. Like, where is the pick-me thing coming from?
That's the thing, because, like, if they're trying to be a pick-me, there's usually somebody you're trying to be a pick-me for. And I don't get it. They're just trying to make up things and just slander and slambaster. I think this is very unfair.
No, really, though, what makes her a pick-me and not the booby streamer or OnlyFans models called?
I mean, OnlyFans models and booby streamers, you're literal pick-me's. You literally want your audience to pick you to pay money towards.
Calling her a pick-me. You are literally selling your body for men to consume. If men do not pick pictures of your ass, you can't pay rent. There's no
I would have said feet, but, you know, you're right.
bigger pick-me on earth than a fucking porn star. And me. I don't care about being called a pick-me. I've been doing this for over a decade now. I'm used to it. I've been called
I wouldn't have thought that, but hey, as long as you're admitting it.
thousands of times. I'm a 35-year-old married mother. I do not give a shit. I do care, however, when
I didn't know she was 35. Same age. Whoa!
other women are called pick-me for the crime of not following a hive mind. I see it so often in, like, the VTuber community. Like, all these VTuber anime women will be called pick-me's for just saying their opinions. You have to understand, like, to these people, whenever a woman has, like, an opinion that is not, like, the corporate HR approved,
As somebody who's trying to be a VTuber sometimes as well, I don't quite get a lot of the hate that happens in the VTubing scene as well. I mean, they're just trying to be entertaining and having a lot of fun. Although some people really do push into some narrative stuff in there, and they really should. What's the word I'm looking for? They really should avoid that kind of stuff, if you ask me. But some people gonna do what they gotta do, I guess.
opinion of the week. Whenever a woman doesn't toe the line of the current thing, in this case, whenever a woman doesn't say anything, she's called a pick-me. You know, she just must have these opinions for men. No other reason. Every woman is secretly a big, progressive feminist.
You know, right now, I think considering everything that's been going on with Emaru, she's the last person who's gonna care about what men think. She's been getting stalked. She had an abusive boyfriend. I think if there's anybody, I wouldn't be surprised if she was a lesbian at this point.
And if they're not, they're just doing it for male attention. Because I'm sure someone who looks like this is really starving for male attention.
And then in my opinion, it's like she's not entertaining whatsoever. She's like, I would literally rather watch paint dry.
So,
Okay, I don't listen to a lot of your stuff either, Casey Tron. But the voice you're using is pretty much how I would describe paint dry.
true, because you know what is far more entertaining than a cute, high-energy cosplay streamer reacting to memes? This is way more entertaining.
That! Literally!
And if you don't agree, you're just like an incel.
Oh my god, yeah.
Eventually, after a few days of being dogpiled by the most annoying people on Earth, Emaru came out with a statement.
Hello, it's very rare I will speak my mind, but I'd rather get my thoughts out there, so apologies if this is long. There's a clip from my stream that's been circulating a lot, so I'd like to explain it for anyone who was hurt or shocked by it.
Hurt or shocked? You know, the fact that she has to qualify that does really surprise me.
It should go without saying that no one deserves to live their life in fear of being or taken away from their homes or families, regardless of who is doing it, but especially not because of ICE or any other government agency. I understand the world is a very cruel and messed up place. You don't have to study politics or actively read the news to know that. I would never want to invalidate anyone who struggles with those things, and an agency causing fear and suffering deserves zero support. To me, that's not even political, it's basic human empathy.
Now, I thought that statement was perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's a perfectly fine statement right there.
My issue with it is, she didn't have to make it. She was basically forced to come out and say her opinion. So did these freaks finally back off once Emaru made her
My money is on no, because it's not exactly what we want her to say. She was being too reasonable.
opinion about ICE clearer? No. Of course not.
Nazi response. TLDR,
Oh.
go f yourself and your PR apology.
Anytime somebody, I don't like using the phrase being triggered, but anytime somebody uses the term Nazi to describe literally anything but an actual Nazi, I feel a tremble going up the back of my spine. I really hate when they use this term. That's not how you use that term! Jesus!
And there it is. Of fucking course she's another dumb cunt. Girl, we are not as dumb as you look. You're still a racist chud, but continue to enjoy the money you get from your incel audience.
These people are assholes!
Because they're disgusting, just like you.
Why am
All I
I-
hear is I
Why am I surprised? It's the internet.
support Israel and my name is Emaru. Wait, what?
What? Where did that come from? That's so far in the left field, you came all the way to the right field!
Where the f did Israel come from? What? I don't like to talk about politics equals I'm a Nazi and I'm ashamed of my opinions.
You know, that actually does sum up how that side views everything.
Everyone knows what's up. She's a fascist in disguise and is squirming. Emaru, you are garbage Nazi-loving cunt. You got orange around your mouth. Say F you, Asmongold. If you're neutral, oh wait, if you're neutral, you might as well say you're MAGA. Stand for something.
And this is how you get that big old curve where everything moves. This is the left, this is the right, this is the middle. The farther you go out to a side, the farther away from the middle you're getting.
Ho. That's what Trump wants, for everyone to be quiet about it. The idea of get off the internet is so fucking ignorant, this dumb cunt needs to shut her fucking mouth. Thank God her downfall is happening. I've been hating on her since
These messages are seriously upsetting me right now. Jesus.
day one and knew something was off about her. Not a good statement. She implicitly disavowed
Like, if somebody said all the stuff about me, I wouldn't care because they're talking about me. They can say whatever they want. But when they're talking about somebody who doesn't deserve this, and they're the most insufferable things I'm ever really hearing, I'm not happy about. This is nasty.
ICE, but not so much the actual Trump admin.
Yeah, you disavowed ICE, but what about the whole Trump administration?
Oh, God. Now they want you to keep proving it. They want you to dig in. They will not let it go.
They're like literally the mouse from If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. I was like reading that book to my toddler the other day and I was like, oh my god, this is literally Twitter. You cannot
Maybe I should read that work. It looks adorable.
give them an inch, dude.
Of course are incel fans swooping in to protect the poor little 28-year-old.
Ah yes, incels. Known for defending women online.
Isn't that literally quite the opposite of the thing they do?
What? What the f does the word incel even mean anymore? Does it just mean man now? It just means man. Man
You know, that also doesn't make sense.
I do not like.
I had no idea this was a thing until yesterday. How come no one told me Emaru low-key a femcel?
Femcel! Emaru's a femcel! Oh my f- Do people just not know what words mean anymore? How
They really don't. They really don't.
are they coming to these conclusions?
I mean, have you looked at her?
What does that mean?
I mean, look at her. Look at
What her looks as?
her. Just look at her. Look at her.
Yeah, sorry, I don't see it. I think you guys just might be mentally ill.
We need to do something about these male-centered women.
The what?
Okay, first of all, nothing is more male-centered than centering your life around hating men.
That and porno? Like, literally, overly fangirls are literally all centered around trying to get attractions of men and women. But, oh my god, this is like some of the dumbest things I'm hearing.
Men just live rent-free in your fucking head. Take it up with God. Go to therapy. Do literally anything.
You know what I think this is? At least for some of the people. I think that part of it is that she's not an OnlyFans model. And she probably gets a lot more, I wanted to say, yeah, she gets a lot more views and attractions from people trying to literally sell their bodies. That's how I really think that sometimes this might be like.
Else, then make it our problem. F her, and especially f her bestie Asmongold. I hope they get kirked. 30-year-old woman too scared to say f ice to keep her incel audience happy. Let's hope she gets abused again. Couldn't happen to a better person.
Hey, come on!
Next time this cunt is assaulted, I'm gonna laugh and laugh. F her and
Yeah, don't get people on your side. Those are psychopaths.
guys, and f you if you support this cunt. Emeru deserved what Miskiff did to her. F Emeru for supporting ICE. I genuinely
What the heck is wrong with these people?
hope this bitch gets. Okay, I reported that one.
Jesus
Holy
H.
shit! What is
Christ.
wrong with these people?
See, you don't understand. I'm good guy, which makes it okay for me to say f***ed up things about bad guy. You think saying that to someone is f***ed up? Well, you should be abused too, because you're probably also bad guy. It's called
The hypocrisy is literally giving me an aneurysm.
being on the right side of history, Chud. Look it up.
Nazis deserve death, and silence is compliance.
And fortunately, you'll call anybody a Nazi, so you think basically anybody you think is deserving of death on your scale is a Nazi. And I hate these people who keep doing this. They're so angry and hateful. I can't stand it. They're just so full of. They want people to die
May I just remind the audience
for the dumbest of reasons.
that this is what she said.
If you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet.
Ladies and gentlemen,
They really do. They really should. If you are like this, please take a vacation from the internet. Take a nice little sabbatical and just chill out. Have yourselves a nice vacation of some time. Or you just go to the park and have a relaxation or something.
a Nazi that deserves death. What?
After making her terrible statement full of lies, Emeru decided to follow right-wing grifter Shoe0nHead. Of course Emeru is now following a fellow pathetic pick-me for being quiet about ICE. They both don't want to piss off their 100% right-wing gooner fanbase.
This is what I'm talking about as far as you end up pushing people on it. If you really... Wait, isn't she like isn't Shoe0nHead like somewhere in the middle, like libertarian or something? I don't know too much about the political names of stuff. I'm just... Oh, mamma mia.
For the record, my fan base is probably like 70% right-wing and 80% gooner. Okay, but for some reason, they didn't mind when I came out and harshly criticized ICE in my last video. Yes, some disagreed, but for the most part, they didn't care. As long as you aren't preaching from an ivory tower with no nuance, rhyme, or reason, people don't care. I'll say some shit like, we should decommodify housing, and the right-wingers in my audience are just like, okay, commie mommy. These people cannot fathom a universe where people just disagree. Oh, you're just scared. You don't
Commie mommy, that's a phrase.
I don't want to upset your chud audience. I upset my chud audience every goddamn day. You're the ones terrified of your own fucking cult. God forbid you only agree with 99% of the hive mind approved opinions. God have mercy on your soul. I do not envy you. Once you bend the knee to these people, once you apologize or capitulate, it's over. These people don't actually want an apology. They want to humiliate you. They want to drag you down. At the end of the day, they have found a socially acceptable way to bully people. That's what
It really does feel that way. It really does. Like, you can't make this group of people happy. It's like you give them an inch, they want a mile. And even then, and then some. It's horrible. It really is. And they wonder why they don't have all the numbers on their side. They actively push people away. They really do. I used to be an Obama fan. Way back when. I really was. But then, so many things started pushing and pushing and pushing me away. And I just...
this is. A lot of people in response to Emeru's statement were like, why did you apologize to the mob? You know, you bent the knee, you're a coward. And honestly, people don't realize how insane it can get. These people, the cult of the CryBully, they come in swarms, they get in your head, they prey on your empathy, they isolate you from your friends, they make you feel like a terrible person for having milquetoast normal ass
That's straight up a cult! That really is, that sounds like 100% like a cult!
opinions, or in this case, no opinion. And when you are someone who is not used to dealing with these types of people, or you are someone in like a vulnerable state of mind, it is very easy for these cult-like tactics to work. This shit works especially well with women in particular, not to be sexist, but it's just true. Honestly, you know, now
I mean, one of the biggest targets of cults is usually women, and that's kind of because they want women, you know, but oh, cults are nasty. But yeah, this is some of the cultiest stuff. I'm really scared about how some things can end up going when you start seeing people like this. And I'm talking about people on these Twitter messages. Like, they are legit scary people that are very likely to go on rampages if they had access to some sort of weapon, or if they just have one very bad day. It's some scary stuff.
now that I think about it, the only people who are immune to this are like autistic people. I swear to God, people on the spectrum
Oh, that explains me.
are immune to the cry bully tactics. What happened is Emaru just saw like a shit ton of people who were mad at her, and she
That explains Christian. They just keep going and going and going, no matter how much everybody hates them or makes shits on them.
wanted to do the correct thing. Unfortunately, this is just gonna make it worse. And they're moving on to one of their favorite tactics.
The big question in everyone's mind is, well, are you still friends with Asmongold?
While it is appreciated
There it is, going ahead and attacking them based on their friends.
that you are taking a stand and clarifying the clip, you do continue to be vague about how deep your associations with Asmon are. So hopefully you've cut ties with that hate-mongering Nazi troll Asmon, right? Glad you made this and owned up to it, but you're still friends with Asmongold, so it doesn't read as earnest. Almost a decent explanation, but the elephant in the room is that your friendship with Asmongold is holding this back from seeming sincere.
And she said it too. They're trying to isolate you from your friends. Yeah. You have to join us. You have to get away from the people who we hate. Ah!
Okay, now what about your best friend Asmongold? Denounce Asmon or I'm not taking this seriously. You're friends with Assmold.
Assmole.
Assmold?
I'm pretty sure she's still friends with Asmongold.
Now, whatever you think of Asmongold,
Hassan, he talks. Honestly, Hassan is Asmongold's biggest fan. He follows him everywhere he goes and talks about him and advertises him so much. So if there's somebody out there who is definitely Asmongold's biggest fan, it's definitely Hassan.
he is friends with Emaru. They are friends, even though they disagree with each other. Crazy, right?
I literally said, like, I don't agree with the things he says. Like, what do y'all want
It's almost like you could actually be friends with somebody you disagree with.
me to do? Like, fucking shoot him on stream?
Yes, that is what they want.
They don't tempt them. They would love for you to do that. And you know what? They would love you for it, and then toss you to the trash just a moment later.
You to do. Yes. Around 2018, I was facing nearly daily harassment for being friends with someone who was on the right. Hundreds of people were on my ass like every day. They were calling my job. They got emails of my family members. It was like non-stop. Now, this person was a good friend of mine, but in order to get all these people off my back, I did probably the cringiest thing ever, and I publicly disavowed her. Publicly disavowed a friend of mine.
No, you fail for them. And then, let me guess, as soon as you did that, they still wanted you to do more, I bet.
Over political differences. Now, for those of you who are new here, that sounds like something I would never do, but I did it. I bent the knee to a faceless mob of
That's why it's called pressure, because eventually, if there's enough of it, something has to give.
people who hate me. And in return, I received nothing. The harassment didn't stop, the hate didn't stop. Well, needless to say, karma is real, and the same thing happened to me years later. I was publicly disavowed by friends over political differences. This story ultimately
And then the cycle keeps on repeating and repeating until you've done it to everybody, and there is no one left to do it.
does have a good ending. Me and my friend from 2018, we made up years ago, but looking back on all this in 2026 is extremely embarrassing. And if I knew what I knew now, I would have just told those people to go fuck themselves. But in the moment, it's incredibly stressful, and you just kind of want it all to stop. And you will do whatever you can to make it stop. So
Gotta get the pressure off you. It's when there's a reason why it's called peer pressure. You have so much of it, something's gotta break.
I understand why Emeru came out and made a statement. I just really hope she doesn't wind up disavowing friends over political differences like I did. It was a huge mistake and it is not worth it, because you are going to find yourself surrounded by people who see you as a temporary ally and not a real friend. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a never apologize person. You should apologize if you actually do something wrong, if you actually—
Agree. If you did something that is actually wrong, you should apologize and own up for it. But if everybody is just screaming at you, you must apologize for this, you have to do this, that's not a good reason.
Wronged someone, but you shouldn't apologize to like a nebulous, faceless mob of people while facing down a barrel of a gun.
There is nothing that she could say and no amount of money she could donate that could convince me she's not a soulless ghoul like all the men she's happily surrounded herself with.
Well, if that's the case, wonderful. That means there's nothing that she that means there's nothing that she'll have to do, because she knows she'll never get you.
For years.
There is nothing you can ever do to please these people, so why bother?
Exactly.
They will not be happy until you kill yourself, and—
You know, there have been so many instances of people that I have known who have killed themselves because of all this stuff. So yes, that is exactly what they want. They want to pressure you until you're gone, and that way there's one less person in their way.
even then they will dance on your grave. And I know, like, with everything going on right now, like, is this really a video about cancel culture in 2026? And it's like, yeah, I don't know. First of all, you should expect that. You clicked on a Shoe0nHead video. But second of all, yeah, I feel like this is kind of important to talk about. I feel like this type of thing is part of the reason we are where we are right now. This type of stuff drives people away from the left. And more importantly than that, it's just evil. I saw some leftist cover—
Very evil, very, like, oh my god, the hatred that comes from that side, like, I always scoff whenever they say, we're the side of peace. Oh, you are the side who wants blood and violence so ever you can get it, because that means that person is no longer in your way. Like, you would be so happy if you had more psychos on your side who actually successfully killed people. You would be so happy for it.
covering Emeru being canceled, and they were like, the cultural shift is here. Woke 2.0, we don't play around, we're mean now. Woke 2.0? Because Woke 1.0 worked out so well for you guys in the country, right? You're supposed to learn from your mistakes, not double down and get worse. I don't know how you—
You know what they say about history? Often, it doesn't always repeat, but it oftentimes rhymes.
You can look at the last 10 years and be like, we have got to get more annoying. Like,
yeah,
what are you doing? Attacking normie streamers for not wanting to be involved in political discourse? Also, I feel like this goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm not smearing, like, the left as a whole, okay? This isn't fucking Fox News. This isn't the Nuxanor channel. I'm well aware there—
Yeah, he does do that a lot. But I see where she's getting at here, though. Just like how everybody hates the far right. Oh my god, how much we hate the far left. Oh my god, and that left is very, very, very far. Oh my god, they're terrifying.
are plenty of left-wing people, especially in my audience, who feel the same way I do. I'm talking about a certain faction of the mostly online left. I was about to say it's like a loud minority, but I don't even think it's a minority anymore. I think it's like a majority. Like, I feel like I'm one of the only ones like holding down the fort. Like me and Anna Kasparian. And every day I'm called a right-wing grifter for being like, hey, maybe we can focus on the issues that like actually affect the working class, you know, things that actually help people, not stupid fucking shit.
See, the thing about being a grifter, you don't actually talk about both sides if you're a grifter. You only focus on a single side, and you only want to push that single side until it's no longer good. Then we switch over to the other side, and then we are only talking about that other side, and we don't want to talk about it all the other side. No, that's what a grifter does. So, if you see somebody switch up like that, don't listen to that person.
Like going after e-girl cosplay streamers. Like, can we just get back to the fact that we are all being ruled by satanic billionaire pedophiles who may or may not be eating children, please? Thank you. In conclusion, Emeru didn't—
So, about those Epstein files that you said you were gonna getting a video about soon.
Nothing wrong. People are tired of having politics shoved down their throat, and you don't need to speak about things you don't want to speak about. You don't have to do that. You don't have to say the line, actually. This is mass psychosis, rivaling on 2020. These people are trying to socially ostracize this woman for not putting like a black square on her Instagram. They're just mad at Emaru for not doing like the ice bucket challenge or some shit. Like that's basically what is happening here. If you are going to streamers for political information, you are cooked. If you are going to Shoe0nHead for political information, you are deep fried. So that was that little video. If you liked my yapping, please subscribe. And if you can, donate to my Patreon down below. It really helps the channel out and I appreciate it so much. And I will see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye!
Okay, so that's... Wait, is there a little bit more? I think there's a little bit more. But yeah, that's pretty much, I agree with most of that there. Like, leave people alone. Let people be who they want to be, and slowly they might gravitate towards you. But if you start pushing and pushing, you are going to push too hard, and they're going to go away. So, let people be. Or else, because everybody's seeing the things you are doing. Be a little nicer. That's all I ask, right? You don't have to agree. Just let people be. Alright, let's last little bit here. There seems to be a little bit more, I think. That's a long buffer. Come on, I saw there was a little more. It's probably
Say
like...
it! Hello, friend.
It! Okay, well, that's been Shoe0nHead, Cult of the Cryberries, and yeah, oh god, be very, 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 very careful when you deal with people on the internet. They are very scary. You have no idea what they are capable of. And they will do some horrible things. That's all I can really say. Avoid people on the internet when you can. They can be very scary. Because you don't know who they are. And when you don't know who people are, that's usually when they are at their worst. Is when the mask is on. But yeah, I thank you very much for joining me through watching Shoe0nHead's video here. If you enjoyed, please do leave a like. Please do leave any comments for anything else you would like me to react towards or anything you would like to say about the video. And please do subscribe to follow along more in the future and join me for any more of these crazy videos. I'll catch you later. Later! Bye-bye!